Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be removing the exhaust from the my Iron 883 2018. I know I mentioned to you guys a lot that I was going to be doing this over the winter, but we had a baby boy in March, so I didn't quite get to all the things I wanted to do in the winter. But here we are in June, and we're gonna start by removing this exhaust. I have a whole stage 1 setup that I'm excited to put on this bike. It's my first Harley. I know you asked Rob Harley, you think I'm this big Harley guy, and you know what? I always wanted a Harley, had a Ninja prior to this, and my handle was Robert Ninja, and I just thought it'd be funny to be Rob Harley. So anyway, enough about that. We're gonna start by taking off the heat shields, then we're gonna get this exhaust off, and this will be the first video that I'm gonna start with, and just bear with me. I'm not a great video editor, and but if you're interested in following along and seeing what I'm doing with this bike and the modifications, just like, subscribe, and hopefully over the next few days I'll get the stage 1 done and do some reviews and kind of all that fun stuff as we go along. So here we go. First, we're gonna start off by removing the heat shield. So let's go from there. Going to take off all of these little clips that hold on the heat shield, which are not as fun as they seem to come off. It's basically your standard C-clamp, so you just want to unwind them all the way out. I'm assuming some of the stuff and things I've researched on, and okay, that one's fully off. There's one there. I believe there's another one under here. Yep, here's another one. Now I'm using a little ratchet screwdriver with the bit that matches the C-clamp. You can also use a flathead screwdriver. Doesn't have to be that fancy. I think it keeps falling out. I'm just going to go ahead and loosen this other C-clamp. This is going to take this other heat shield off, the bottom heat shield as well. And just run along the bike and get all these clamps off as best you can until they're completely apart. Alright, hopefully nothing falls off as I go. Once we remove the heat shield, then we'll get into the actual exhaust aspect of it, which is just 4 bolts really. The key is don't forget, I already did it, but there's 2 O2 sensors, one here and one there. They're simple little clamps that you just push in, pull out. One's located under the seat, the other one's located on the frame rail in the front. So if you're doing this, I just took off the O2 set, disconnected them first. That way, once I'm ready to remove this thing, it's not too hard. Look, there's the bottom heat shield, boom. Pretty simple. Set that off to the side. Not on its, I don't want to scratch it. And then another little 2 more brackets on this lower heat shield. I believe I have 1 here, 2 more on this. And then we'll go from there. Now I'm going to be putting a Two Brothers 2-in-1 race comp exhaust on here, and it's going to be a learning process for me as well, because I was told it fits on this with the forward controls. So, and I do intend on putting forward controls on. So once I remove the exhaust, I think I'm going to get into the forward controls. I'll do a video on that next, and then we'll do a video on installing that 2-in-1 Two Brothers exhaust, which I'm pumped. And it should give it a little more power, a little more efficiency, I got the Fuel Pack 4 to go with it. Vance and Hines to go with that. And I also have a Vance and Hines air intake, which is pretty cool because it's red and black, so it matches it'll match the bike a little bit. I'm hoping once I loosen this one, the back one will come out a little easier. Probably should have took the top one off first, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's hot here in New Jersey, early June, so I'm bearing a little leg here, so don't mind me. All right, and the final one here, which my air intake is in the way. Let me get another shorter tool for this. There we go. Fits perfect. My heat shields are almost off. And it's literally like there's a little lower heat shield too. So you got the black one that goes over top, and there's a little piece underneath. So you have to let that fall out if possible. Which it looks like it wants to. This one's completely apart. It must be missing one here too. Oh, there's a third C-clamp. That's the one. I was wondering why it was so tight. There's a third one on this one. There's two on the. There's three on the front, three on the back. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and just 2 on the front. Okay, that's why this piece is so hard to get out. Let's see, it's all gonna fall apart now. All right, there we go. Heat shield, see there's a little piece underneath there that goes with that. Put that aside too. It looks like we have this clamp. It's going to have to be removed to pull this exhaust out, as well as this back here. Let's finish off our heat clamp here. Okay, here's the third one. 1, 2, and then here's one in the middle. So 3 on each heat shield. Note to self, or if anyone else is doing this. Just a matter of a little bit of patience, and you know, if you want to save these for later, I don't really want to mark them up or destroy them too much. So, you ever sell a bike, you want to resell it, and all right, heat shields are off. So, all right, it looks like this clamp just holds on the muffler aspect here. We do have a little bracket here that the muffler is hooked onto. So we'll have to remove all these 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts here. Looks like there's 2 that hold the actual muffler on. Same thing back here. And this clamp. Okay, and then this holds up another. It looks like that's all one unit there. That just rides along the bottom there. All right, so now we want 1/2 inch and 9/16 for these parts here. Underneath here is going to be your 1/2 inch. Okay. Trusty little wrench. All right. Now, depending on how many miles you get on your bike, this bike has a little over 2,000 miles. which is nothing, I would say. And it's garage kept, so there's going to be, you know, varying stages of rust, depending on where you store your bike, how much you've ridden your bike, what weather conditions. I live in the Northeast. I'm anticipating a little bit of rust at some point, but hey, who knows? So far, the bolts are probably, because it's garage kept, in fairly decent shape. Let's get these other two brackets off the back. These rear ones look a lot worse for wear as opposed to those front ones. Probably for the back tire kicking up a lot of dirt and stuff. Now, if you have a bike lift, probably life would be a lot easier for you. I do have a little lift. I might lift it up when I get into the next processes of the... Alright. Those are removed from there. And then we just got to get these off of this bracket now. There's two more bolts here. Once I get them loosened a little bit, I go right in by hand. I jump the gun there a little bit. This one feels a little tight, not coming off as easy as the others. Maybe in the factory they just kind of slip this one on. It feels a little bent. So who knows? All right, we're getting some loose. Feeling a little loose now. It's a little exhaust bracket here. Everything was tied to. All right. All right, I feel like we're loosened there. Set that under there. And now we have this one last little bolt. Give me my 9/16. Oh, because we have a weird bolt. We're going to have to get a wrench for that one, it looks like. Because, or a deep socket, 9/16. Let me grab my deep socket, be right back. You can fast forward or... All right, I got a deep socket 9/16. It's a weird shaped, like a cone head type nut. I don't know the exact terminology, so for lack of a better term. It doesn't want to come off. There we go. That one was tight. A gazillion pounds of torque. Try not to scratch the bike as usual, as always. And that one was a fun one to play with. All right. Now I'm leaving all these brackets for now. I'm not sure what's going to happen when I get to installing the other exhaust. We'll go from there once we cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, shit. All right, looks like I got all those. Last but not least, we're going to take these 4 bolts out of the top, which I believe are my 1/2 inch. And then should be able to pull this exhaust off. wishful thinking. I'm going to get an extension on here. See if that makes life a little easier here. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. That's my 1/2 inch. Well, that one seemed to come pretty easy peasy. I'm just going to loosen them for now. I'm not going to get no fully off. I just want to make sure this thing's going to pop off without too much trouble. See if I can fit my wrench in here. Just make it through there. And then I'll probably just, well, very close to the camera. I'll probably just, loosen it by hand and work the exhaust off so I'm not dropping it off the bike is the goal. But we'll see. I'll probably go. This thing is challenging today. I love flinging bolts at my motorcycle. That's always fun. I'm going to take the top one off first. And I'll leave that bottom one for the last second. All right, top one's off. I'll put that in my pocket. I'm going to take the bottom off this one. And then I'm trying to drop any bolts. All right, got that one. Oh, that one fell down. Of course. Story of my life. I'll have to get that one in a minute once I have room to get in there. It looks like it's not going to fall off without a little effort, so I'm just going to brace it and grab this final bolt. Put my foot under here. All right, that bolt fell too. All right, here we go. Hopefully it's able to come right out. And there she is. And then I just got to snake the O2 sensor lines, which I've already disconnected. As you can see, hopefully I got a good camera view. There's your two O2 sensors, simple clips. One on the seat on this side, the opposite side of the oil tank. Snakes through there. This one goes right up against the left side frame rail behind the fork. So I'm going to set this thing aside. There's your Iron 883 exhaust removal. I still have this bracket here, which not sure if I'm going to need it for my 2-in-1. So before I remove it, I'm going to make sure I don't need it for my 2-in-1. I want to put my forward controls on, so I'm going to move these up. I have the kit there. I'll be doing a video on that next, and quality of the video might not be that great, but I just wanted to share my experience with this with you guys. I am not, like I said, a certified professional mechanic by no means, and but all these bolt-on accessories I think are doable with a little research, a little ingenuity, and some the basic set of tools really. So thanks a lot. Look forward to doing the next videos with you folks. Bye bye.